Hello, St. Michael's. Father Dave here. Just recording another video for all of us for my home office this time, because I'm spending a lot of time at home, as I know you are too. Uh, One of the joys of this time, I guess, is being able to develop new rhythms in our home, establish new connections with our family. Sometimes that can be a little bit uh, difficult under these circumstances. It's also a great time to get out and to go on a hike, go on a walk if it's not too rainy as it has been, uh, to appreciate God's creation and to change the rhythms of our life. I miss all of you, and I want to wish all of you my blessing. I hope that you've heard from either myself or Deacon Diane or someone on our stewardship team. We've tried to reach out to every single member of the parish at this point. So if you have not received a telephone call, personal telephone call, please do call the office, and we would like to connect with you just to check in. Fortunately, thus far, I believe that everybody in the parish is healthy. We don't have any reported cases of coronavirus yet, thank God, and we pray that it stays that way. I'm mostly reaching out to talk to you about Holy Week because Holy Week is coming up. And in fact, I want to just walk us through all of the new ways that we are going to be connecting and new ways that we are going to be worshiping throughout Holy Week. You'll see in the email that this video is attached to, there's a schedule that you can print out. I'd recommend strongly both printing out that schedule and also keeping that email handy, because for a lot of the events, the links to the Zoom meeting that will be the host of that event is right there in that document or in that email, and so you can just click on it and go there. So basically, this email or this document is your key to all of the different upcoming events of Holy Week. Holy Week is our most sacred time in the church. Full stop. This is where we gather together and relive and reimagine and devote ourselves to the passion of Christ, his last days, his death, his resurrection. This is the model of our own inner transformation, our own salvation. So, what we bring to it and the richness of our presence and the richness of our prayers and our desire to be changed by God and broken open with love really takes hold in this time. That's part of God's promise to us. So let's talk about what that looks like. We're trying new things. God willing, they work with these new technologies. So the first thing is we'll be doing Palm Sunday, which is actually tomorrow. Palm Sunday, we'll have our live Eucharist on Facebook at 10 a.m. You just go to the church's site, St. Michael's, on Facebook. You can just look up St. Michael's Worcester, and it'll take you right to our Facebook page. And we'll be broadcasting live from there, from the church. And then after that, at about 11:15, you and your family and anyone you know and love are invited to come by for Drive Up Palms to Go. So I will, of course, bless the palms as part of that liturgy, and then we will make those palms available to everybody and also to the whole public. So invite your neighbors, your friends, everybody. We've got tons of palms that will be blessed. And it's one small way of giving something tangible, giving something physical to our community, our church, and our neighbors as well in this Holy Week. So again, Palm Sunday, 10 a.m. Eucharist on Facebook Live, and then Palms to Go, basically 11:15 till about noon. I'll be there with gloves on and a mask and passing out palms and giving blessings. So I hope to see you tomorrow in a very limited capacity, and we will not get too close. I'm going to take this seriously. So also on Palm Sunday, tomorrow, in the evening, there's going to be a diocesan-wide contemplative prayer group. Many of you know that centering prayer, contemplative prayer, is foundational in my own faith and my experience of God. And I am really feeling called in this time and was encouraged by the bishop to offer something for folks, not just in our parish, but throughout the diocese. So that will be at 7 p.m. And again, there's a Zoom link in this email. You just click on that. It should just open the meeting. I don't know how many people will be there. It could be a handful, could be many dozens. And I'll walk us through this form of prayer, a way of grounding ourselves, centering ourselves, and letting go of the anxiousness, the anxiety of our mind, which is almost inevitable in this time, and try to really rest in God's sacred presence. Uh, then throughout Holy Week, I'll be preparing and getting things together. But the next big event is, of course, Maundy Thursday. On Maundy Thursday, we'll have the celebration of the first Eucharist, as we know, with, of course, the foot washing that is also part of that liturgy. That we will be broadcasting on Facebook Live. Again, same our page on Facebook Live, and but we'll be actually shooting it. It'll be live from my home. So in keeping with the idea of Jesus and the disciples going to the upper room, and just about all of the Jewish liturgies being really liturgies of the home, we'll be doing that particular service here at home. I'm going to figure out how to shoot it and to broadcast it, and my wife Kendi will be helping. Following that is really something incredible that myself and some colleagues have dreamed up. Many of you are devoted to what we call our Garden of Gethsemane Vigil, which is overnight from Maundy Thursday evening at the end of the service into Friday morning at sunrise. And this is to remember Jesus' passion in the garden, and in particular to do our best to not be like the disciples were in that moment where they fell asleep and they did not remember him, where we want to remember him. Now, usually, of course, we do this at the chapel in St. Michael's. What we're going to do is we're going to do the best that we can under these circumstances. So I'm going to place the Blessed Sacrament actually right behind me. We have a whole shrine area where I can set it up and just open a Zoom meeting and then let that play out. So the Blessed Sacrament will be filmed the entire time as a constant meeting for hours. And then as you are able, and there's a sign-up sheet that should have gone out. I believe Nikki may have sent it to you. As you are able, you log in to the meeting and you sit there with the Blessed Sacrament in your own home, of course, but it will be the broadcast of it. And you can then engage in prayer, in meditation, in devotion, in reading, in contemplating an icon, whatever form your devotion takes. So again, you will be in the comfort of your own home, and you just you go to a quiet space with your computer and your books and your prayer beads, whatever you need, candle, and then you log into this meeting, and then you are virtually, I should say, in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament. And in the midst of this vigil. So again, the link to that meeting is on this email. Might be a little bit odd, but it's the best that we can do in a sense of devoting ourselves truly to the Blessed Sacrament on that holy evening. Good Friday. So many of you know that we do the walking Stations of the Cross through the city of Worcester with Mother Meredith. Of course, it wasn't possible to do that as a group. So what we did, and thanks again to Ellen Lincourt, so Mother Meredith convened us actually last Saturday, and we filmed it ahead of time. And Ellen's been editing it and preparing it, and that will be available rather, as a video on our YouTube channel. So you go to youtube.com, go to our YouTube channel, again, just Google St. Michael's on the Heights, Worcester, and then you can watch, and there'll be individual clips from each Station of the Cross. And each Station of the Cross is at a different location in Worcester and has a different person offering a reflection, telling a story, connecting Jesus' story with the story of those most desperately in need in our city. It's a really sacred thing that happens, and it's basically ready to go. So we will be offering that again on Good Friday. And then Good Friday evening at 7 p.m., the service of veneration of the cross and having communion from the Blessed Sacrament. Again, because the Blessed Sacrament will be here in my home following the conclusion of the Maundy Thursday service, we will be live broadcasting the Good Friday service that we usually have at the church here from my home at 7 p.m. on Good Friday. And this is a very spare, very stark service designed to really be impactful in the way that Good Friday was, the death of Christ. Holy Saturday, something truly amazing. So we are putting together a virtual Easter Vigil. So again, different clergy and different lay leaders from all over our Worcester corridor are ahead of time filming the portions of the vigil. And then Mother Eileen De Benedetto from down at Christ Church in Rochdale, she will open a Zoom meeting and then play those videos in sequence so that we have a sense of all going through the Easter Vigil together, and we'll all be watching it. And then when it comes time for the Eucharist, she will say the Eucharist in real time. So again, she will be present at her altar and offering the Blessed Sacrament, or your chance to witness it. Now, the other thing that Mother Eileen offers is she invites people, should they wish, to bring bread and to bring wine with them to the computer, and she offers to consecrate through the computer. So if you wish to do that, and if you are comfortable with that, you may do so. You have my permission, even though I do not choose to consecrate through the computer. These are wild times we're living in, beloved in Christ, and we're all finding our way with these new technologies and what do they mean for us in our way of church. So that will be Holy Saturday, again, Easter Eve, essentially, for the Easter Vigil at 7 p.m. And again, the Zoom link is right there on this email, right in this document. And then, of course, Easter Sunday, we will be back in the church. Jim has kindly offered to put together a musical program, so he'll be playing the organ. We may also have singers. That will be 10 a.m. via Facebook Live. It will be a really holy, sacred event for us to really do the best that we can. We'll have also some Easter flowers that have been dedicated for Easter. And Jane Leary has both coordinated that and then offered very generously to sponsor flowers for this day, and then to essentially have the other half, and again, she's sponsoring this herself personally, the other half will be flowers that will appear when we are able to gather together in person for the first time. We don't know when that's going to be. It probably is going to be sometime later in May, or even later than that. But whenever that is, we will have flowers, and we will also invite many other people, should you wish to make a donation of flowers, so that we have a splendid, joyous celebration of being able to come together and worship in body as one. Although the church building is closed, the church is not closed. And I hope that you feel connected to one another in prayer. Please reach out to your neighbors, look in on them. Let us all take care of one another in this time. God bless you and yours, and hope to partake of all these different chances for devotion and worship in Holy Week with you in these new and uncharted territories. The Holy Spirit's leading us to something really incredible, and I can't wait to get there with you. God bless you. Bye-bye.